Miss Geraldine had been waiting all morning for her son, Coulon. When he finally arrived, she confronted him, furious that he had left drunk at 8 a.m., gone briefly to the office, then disappeared to get wasted again. Coulon tried to explain himself, but Geraldine didn't want excuses. She angrily said she wished he was more like his late brother, whom she always idealized, an ever-painful comparison that Coulon silently carried. Meanwhile, Bimbo walked her boyfriend out. Her sister Tulu taunted her, saying she wanted him and was willing to fight for him. Bimbo calmly told her it wasn't a competition. Tulu snapped that Bimbo wasn't as pretty as she was. Geraldine later called Kanayo, Coulon's friend, demanding he stop influencing her son. Kanayo tried to explain that the bar visit was celebratory, but Geraldine accused him of exploiting Coulon's grief since his brother died. Kanayo shot back, telling her to stop obsessing over the dead. She angrily threw him out. Kanayo told Coulon about the encounter. Coulon confessed he felt worthless in his mother's eyes. She always praised his dead brother and ignored all he'd done. Kanayo couldn't understand how a mother could be so blind when everyone else admired Coulon. Later, Bimbo returned home to find Tulu with her boyfriend. She didn't argue. Tulu gloated that she had taken him. But Bimbo exposed that the man was broke. She'd been paying his rent and feeding him. Tulu, realizing she'd been duped, sent him away. One day, the maid dressed provocatively and tried seducing Coulon. He played along but made her drink glass after glass of alcohol in a game. She blacked out. Hours later, Geraldine came home, honked, and Coulon ran downstairs to fake being drunk. Geraldine was disgusted, thinking Coulon had slept with the maid. The next morning, the maid begged Coulon to defend her. She admitted fault, but he dismissed her. Geraldine fired her, calling her disgraceful. At breakfast, Coulon asked why there was no maid. Geraldine told him she fired her for trying to seduce him. Coulon defended himself, but Geraldine blamed him. She said he was embarrassing and again wished he were his brother. Coulon reminded her he was the only son left. That day, Tulu was preparing for a live video when Bimbo asked why the house was messy. Tulu snapped, saying Bimbo was a cleaner and should clean it herself. Bimbo took her phone, demanding she clean the house first. Geraldine, disgusted by the state of Coulon's room, tried hiring another maid but hesitated, remembering past incidents. She chose a cleaning company instead. It happened to be Bimbo's. Surprised, Geraldine remembered Bimbo's late mother, a former worker. They talked briefly. Geraldine said Bimbo's mother always believed she'd be the one to lift the family out of poverty. Bimbo returned home and told Tulu about meeting someone who knew their mother. Tulu was indifferent, angry that Bimbo interrupted her video stream. Later, Geraldine nagged Coulon again, telling him he needed a wife to manage the company before he ruined it. Coulon said he'd been running it profitably for 3 years. Geraldine claimed that it was only because of the legacy his father left behind. Trying to matchmake, Geraldine invited Anita to meet Coulon. But Coulon showed up drunk, with 2 strippers. Anita was horrified and left. Geraldine kicked out the strippers, who refused to leave without payment. Coulon ran upstairs, pretending to be passed out. Geraldine dragged them out with a broom. Days later, Coulon was seen pouring beer into the toilet, pretending to be drunk. Bimbo, while cleaning, found no smell of alcohol, only empty cans and clean sheets. She was suspicious. At breakfast, Geraldine told him to apologize to Anita. Coulon refused to marry someone he didn't love. Geraldine again said she couldn't be proud of him. Coulon told her to think what she wanted. He wasn't his brother. One day, while discussing business plans over a call, he heard his mother coming and pretended to be asleep. Geraldine entered and lectured him again about marriage. Once she left, he resumed his work calls. Later, Anita and Geraldine caught him drunk again. Anita insisted he needed rehab and stormed out. Geraldine called Bimbo to help move him. Bimbo told Coulon to stop pretending she knew he wasn't drunk. He begged her not to tell his mother. Geraldine later confided in Bimbo, lamenting about Coulon. Bimbo told her the company was actually doing well. Geraldine insisted it was all PR and that her son would ruin everything. Bimbo encouraged her to talk to him seriously. Coulon eventually told Bimbo that his mother never believed anything he said. He shared a painful memory how he took the blame for a party his late brother organized and got alcohol poisoning. From that day, he stopped drinking. Bimbo empathized, revealing her mother was also once disappointed in her. They grew closer. Cooln even took her shopping and joked about dating. Bimbo refused, citing their social class gap. But later, on a video call, she confessed she liked him but was afraid. When Cooln visited Bimbo, Tulu tried seducing him. He resisted, and Bimbo escorted him out, later confronting Tulu. Tulu claimed she was protecting Bimbo, but Bimbo didn't understand how. Geraldine later accused Cooln of drinking and skipping work. He explained he'd had online meetings. She didn't believe him. Geraldine then called a board member, trying to remove him as CEO. The man said she had no authority. She again complained to Bimbo, who defended Cooln, saying he was pretending. Geraldine accused Bimbo of sleeping with him. Bimbo denied it. Eventually, Cooln and Bimbo started dating. He even met her son, Chris. That night, Geraldine asked Cooln why he never told her about the company's success. He said he had tried, but she never listened. He confessed he quit drinking 7 years ago after his brother's party incident. Geraldine was stunned it was Michael who had organized it. She apologized for always blaming him and explained that being told, "the good one is gone," at the funeral had stuck in her mind. Days later, Geraldine proudly praised Cooln to a friend. When he introduced Bimbo as his girlfriend, she objected. Bimbo was poor and a single mother. Cooln insisted he loved her. When Cooln brought Bimbo and Chris over, Geraldine was stunned. Chris looked just like Michael. She asked about the boy's father. Bimbo revealed that she wasn't Chris's biological mother, Tulu was. Tulu got pregnant and left for the village. Bimbo raised Chris as her own. Geraldine realized Michael was likely the father. Chris was her grandson. Tulu apologized to Bimbo, admitting she always acted out in hopes that Bimbo would eventually tell Chris the truth. Bimbo asked if she hated the boy. Tulu said his father broke her heart. Geraldine, trying to secure the family line, asked Cooln to marry Tulu and offered to compensate Bimbo. Cooln refused. He loved Bimbo and would never marry someone else. Geraldine invited both women over. She told Bimbo she would be compensated, and that Cooln would marry Tulu. He had agreed. Outside, Bimbo told Tulu she'd won. Tulu explained she was trying to protect her, testing men to see if they'd betray her. Bimbo angrily said she didn't need protection. Cooln visited Bimbo. She told him not to return. He insisted he didn't love Tulu. Tulu later told Geraldine she didn't want to marry Cooln. He wasn't her type. Geraldine finally apologized for meddling. She admitted Michael was happy, and Cooln deserved happiness too. If Bimbo made him happy, they had her blessing.